Well, it's time. Finally, another year, another E3, another time to be completely disappointed by absolutely everything.
I mean, if you want to put it that way,
Okay, not everything, but everything you were excited for.
look, you saying that really just again optimism
Like,
here.
like Sony had one of the greatest E3s last year, and pretty much none of those games are out.
Wait, huh? Well, if you think about it,
I mean, when's the last time you heard about Shenmue 3?
when was the last time you heard about Shenmue before you heard about Shenmue 3?
Every 5 seconds because people keep asking for it.
Oh yeah.
It's like Mother 3. When Nintendo specifically made a joke about the fact that they aren't releasing Mother 3 and then continued to not release it.
I always love that part. Oh man. Either way, let's just get right into it. Firstly, let's talk about what we know. Well, not so much what we know that's going to definitely be an E3,
Games
but
that
most
are
likely.
out that are pretty much slated for E3 because that's where you learn about new information of games.
Right.
Well, not out, but about to be out.
Yes. So, do you want to go through your entire list first, or me?
I don't have a list.
Oh, no.
You have the list. I'm just gonna add. I'm gonna interject. Add my input.
As you tend to.
Yes, but before that, I know that Breath of the Wild DLC is coming later this year. Please don't take up E3 time with it. Now you can continue.
I wasn't going to.
No, I'm telling Nintendo that. Don't waste time on Breath of the Wild DLC. That game's been sold. Give us new things.
Okay. Yeah, so, firstly, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Let me put it this way, I always loved the Marvel vs. Capcom series out of visual aesthetic. I barely ever played it because I didn't actually have access to it. But
I've played it.
Yeah, but Infinite just... From what I've seen, first off, I don't care about Ultron. I don't. But when Sigma shows up and just like say, okay, it's a joint project between these two to take over both the worlds, like that's actually completely perfect. I invested in seeing how this actually goes in terms of whatever semblance of a story this fighting game might have.
Yeah, but it's a fighting game story. Who cares? It's always.
But sometimes it can be good. Do not look at Street Fighter. Please avert your eyes from Street Fighter 5. But sometimes it can be good. And let's not forget. Well, from my standpoint, Mega Man X in his Mega Man Command mission skin. That's not something that I think like, wow, how bold, but it's something cool. It makes me think maybe we'll get Zero in his Mega Man Zero skin. That'd be amazing. But the only other thing I have to talk about Infinite that I hope when they're revealing characters is if they bring back some Legends characters.
No, from what I've seen, well, I don't know about from the Capcom section, but I heard that this game seems to be like going with the movie MCU Marvel, and so there's a lot less characters than there used to be because it's all about the movie characters. Which, I mean, I know that Marvel has an initiative to mess up everything that has nothing to do with their movie stuff. Stop promoting X-Men because X-Men movies are doing good, so ruin the X-Men comic and ruin Spider-Man, etc. So maybe that's why they're like, hey, we're not going to give free promotion to Fox. So they can wait. Fox was making not Fox. Fox is completely messing up. The Sony, no, Sony is messing up. Fox isn't. Give free promotion to Sony, so they can mess up some more. So I don't know. So I don't know about the roster this time. I mean, I never knew about the roster. All I knew was that Mega Man and Captain America, and they both had really big guns, and I just fight as those two characters, facing the other character all the time. It was really fun.
Yeah, but That's it. All I want past right now in terms of Capcom is more different Mega Man series characters. If we got Mega Man.exe or something, I would be a happy clam.
Happy clam.
I was trying to think of something and that was the thing that came out of my mouth, so I'm sticking to it. Anyways, next on the agenda is God of War, or also known as Last of Us. Why are you bleeding into our gameplay for God of War now? I get the point that maybe the series has to change because the games have the same games play style, but this is just it doesn't appeal.
I thought you were going to call it Last of War. The Last of War. The Last of the Gods. You have so many cool names here and you keep just making it. You remember when you called the video Ultra Sun and Moon discussion video or something?
Hey, that was in the past. And this is now
and the present.
Where I constantly still do it.
Yes. But yeah, I don't know anything about God of War except for the fact that I'm not really sure why anyone's excited, because it looks completely different from what fans of the series. I mean, it's not like, it's like, say, a spin-off or a new take. This isn't new. This is just this is just a follow the leader game. I don't see what's there to be excited about, to be perfectly honest. I've seen so many people hyped about it, and I don't get it.
Yeah, if there's survival crafting, I'm just out.
No, it's not on Steam.
but yeah.
You'd also have zombies.
Sure. Let's not talk about Metal Gear Survive, please.
No, I was talking about Steam in general.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just bringing back on related things. Let's not talk about Metal Gear Survive.
Okay. That's going to be at E3.
Yeah, it's going to have like the empty corner booth that's going to be right beside the bathroom.
No, Konami has so much contempt for all of us that they're going to put it front and center.
I thought you were going to say that they're going to put it in front of the bathroom so that you'd have to play it to get to use it. Oh god. But yeah. Yeah. Next is...
so you have no opinions on God of War?
I already told you that I'm very not actually happy about this.
So you only brought up God of War to say that?
Yeah, there's nothing here that... There's... Look, with the whole story thing, I really don't care about the kid. I hope they don't try and again do the whole Last of Us thing, even though it seems so. Just the action, I'm not sold on it. I really don't like where they're going with it. I understand the series needs change because every God of War game plays practically the same with just slightly different weapons.
You see, people need to know how to keep their game, like keep a formula without making things too repetitive, because some franchises pull it off and then some don't, and we'll be talking about a few that do pull it off later on, called Super Mario.
Yeah, but before we get to that, we need to address the elephant in the room, and by elephant I mean rabbit, and by rabbit I mean I can't believe Rabbit said Mario actually exists.
Okay, you see, the thing is, it makes perfect sense to me.
No, how? Explain to me how it makes perfect sense.
This game is published by Ubisoft. Ubisoft doesn't work with like full effort. If they're putting a game on the system, they're going to be doing it in the safest way possible, because they seem to also have contempt for Nintendo systems. So what's the safest thing they could possibly do? Rabbids and Mario. There you go. So once that does well, because it probably will.
More like people are going to buy it out of sheer bewilderment and curiosity.
Yeah. And once that happens, they'll be like, hey, we can do stuff. So they're going to put Rayman next. The thing is, if the game is polished, people are going to eventually look past the weird premise and be like, oh, this is a weird, interesting game.
That's true, but the problem is
it just needs to be polished. I mean, I have full confidence that people will like it, if it's not like one of the many ports of Rayman 3, that's the one Rayman 2, where it's like no, yeah, Rayman 2, Rayman 2 for Rayman 3D for the 3DS, terrible port. You can't even delete save files. You just have to overwrite them with new ones.
That's and you're physically unable to get the one, was it the 1000th lung, because the game they didn't actually properly code a bounce pad that leads you to get it.
That's incredible, but like so if that happens, and it's very well might, then that'll be a waste of time, and then Ubisoft will be like, ugh. Same thing with EA and their question mark FIFA game for the Switch.
Yeah, well, the thing is, why I have a more negative opinion on this is because I've seen Rabbit's humor, and it's technically hit and miss, but it misses way more than it hits. Let's move on. So, Mario Odyssey. It's, first off, I absolutely hate the fact that it's one of the things where I'm actually getting a whole bunch. I actually have the opportunity to get a whole bunch of recent games now, just like really recent, and just like I'm gonna get Sonic Mania and all that stuff. But this is coming out on Switch, and I absolutely adore everything I've seen from it so far. And I just want to think like, oh my god, the level design, how are they going to do this? How are they going to do this? I will experience none of that. And that just constantly just drives me up the wall and then back down so I can get some fries at the local McDonald's. So there is no McDonald's, and that makes me angrier.
You see, I'm used to it. I haven't, the only 3D Mario I've played extensively, but that's not true. The only 3D Mario I've beaten is Mario 64. I've played 3D World a lot, and it's really fun. So I'm like, I have experienced half of the series. It's very amusing, by the way, that they're lumping 3D Land, 3D World, and the two Galaxy games together as one tier. You're like, yeah, that's that. And then Mario Odyssey and Sunshine are together with 64. I mean, it's just, I looked at someone playing through, I guess it's a small tangent here, I looked at someone playing Galaxy 2, and I'm like, this looks exactly like 3D World, except with gravity mechanics. So I was just interested, so it's like, I was under the impression that the games were a bit more open world than that, but I'm like, no, they really aren't. This really does look so, since I just don't know what to expect in Odyssey, because we really are getting huge expansive worlds where you're going to find multiple things in one place, and not just you're going back to the same place but it's a different section and you can't go back to the first section. Like,
imagine if they kept the Mario 64 naming scheme that tells you nothing about where you're supposed to go. Imagine if you're in the city and they're just like, wall kicks will work.
I love that, because you're just like, well, go explore. You just see, well, like, the golden taxi cab, and that's it. And it's like, well, go look, go explore. That sounds amazing.
Look, as long as I don't
you go into the giant food land, and the star says, a side of fries. You just have to figure that out.
Yeah, but at least that sounds like there's going to be fries involved. That was literally kicking off a wall, something you could do at any place in the... No?
Yeah, but like, no, I don't know. Once I was like, okay, I need a place with wall kicks. So you just go looking for that place. Then again, yeah, that really didn't give you any hints at all, because by the time we were wall kicking, you're like, okay, this is a star. And it was like so close. But yeah, I can see what you're saying. Sometimes it's a bit too obtuse. But hey, that just made you explore. The thing is, with Mario Odyssey, Mario 64 stages, I would say they are decently sized. Except Worm's Fortress, that somehow manages to pack 7 stars in that tiny place. But I love how tiny Worm's Fortress is, but I digress. Mario Odyssey's places are probably going to be a lot larger, and I'm wondering how that's going to be handled. Are they going to still be, how many stars are going to be in each place? Are there going to be stars? We don't know.
Yeah, instead we're collecting wedding invitations.
Yeah, we're collecting all of the gifts that we're supposed to bring to, like, hey Mario, you can come here, but you need to bring a wedding gift. But I got no money, and that's the game. You're just looking for money. So you're just trying to afford a nice gift.
No, you're trying to bribe your way to get in, because you're not invited, and that's what's going to be the good ending, and that's what's going to be like the full ending. Because in 64 where you go in with normal stars, but also says something, but if you go in with full stars, it says something completely different.
They not know that.
Well, okay, but the normal ending would be just like you bribing the guards with your amount of stars or money to get into the wedding. But the true ending is going to be you getting everything, you walking up just like without even saying anything. They realize we can't compare to this man's 1% over here, and just gives you the VIP spot, and then you crash the wedding from the VIP spot.
Yeah, that works.
I'd actually really love to see that. I think this is a great idea, but let's move on. The new Kirby game.
Which one?
The one they said that they're going to.
That's the point. They announced 3 Kirby games and none of them are out yet. Which ones are we going to see? Probably all 3.
I thought one of them was Team Kirby Clash Deluxe, and we got that already.
Alright, so 2 Kirby games then.
Yeah. Though the 3D-ish Kirby game, of course, this is one of the things where people wanted more, and so they gave more, and it was like, that's great. Same with Team Kirby Clash. But the fact that they're
HAL Laboratory is probably the best developer out there, not named Retro Studios. So I have full confidence that the game's going to be really good.
Of course, it's Kirby. This speculation is not whether we have any sort of fairs. HAL Laboratories has my complete support. Just like, this is just what's it's gonna be kind of thing. Because they could literally make just like give Kirby a briefcase, and he needs to go and become the CEO of Dreamland Industries and get a promotion.
That sounds like an awesome game.
Just like if they do that, no matter how weird it will be, I can almost guarantee that I will enjoy it. And even if I don't enjoy it for some weird reason, I can at least see that it's a good game. So that's why it's just, they could do anything with Kirby. It's just that we hope that it's not too samey. That's the only
thing is, that's on it, because Kirby somehow talking about franchises that know to change while still keeping it. Kirby, there's nothing consistent about Kirby. There's games where he isn't pink, there's games where he has no copy abilities, there are games where he doesn't suck things up. Anything about Kirby can change, and people still enjoy the game because they've set themselves up in a way where they can do anything with the character. And that gives their games more freedom, and it gives their reveals more hype. Like, when I heard Planet Robobot, I was like, someone's like, I didn't see the trailer, I just saw people on social media saying, wait, what's going on? And I was like, wait, what? And I had to check, and I just saw Kirby go into a giant robot suit and start flying through the air and punching things with electric arms. I'm like, classic Kirby. Because for some reason, classic Kirby is going away from the formula. That's what Kirby does so much now.
Yeah, imagine if they announced the Kirby, because they seem to make it sound special this time, which is something they usually don't do, because the game, they just come out with it just like gave us the trailers or whatever, but them saying specifically about this is just like, it sounds special, so I wonder.
This is an anniversary game, and Kirby, they're not like Pokemon. They actually care about the anniversary game. Well, I would say Game Freak, but if I'm talking about people who don't care about the anniversary games, I'm gonna bring up Metroid.
which we'll bring up later. The but yeah, so Kirby, I'm just saying, what if, just throwing this on the
Yes.
table, what if we get Kirby 64 Total Remake?
Yeah, when I'm hearing something special, it sounds like they're going to go back to a past game. So something like Superstar Ultra is coming out. I'd love if it's Kirby 64. I'd also love if it's Kirby's Dream Land 3, because those are my two favorite Kirby games. I guess I might have ruined a potential Kirby list, but whatever. So yeah, it's going to be something related to the past, and people are going to be fine with it because we already got two new games.
Yeah, we'll never. I won't make a Kirby list until I play Robobot and Triple Deluxe myself.
Yeah, that's true.
Either way, so the last thing really for this section is Kingdom Hearts. Okay, I wanna.
No, what? We're not. Are you expecting information about those games? Are you expecting to play those games?
Okay, look. First of all, this I know I was gonna bring that up. I know what you mean, but I think I forget if I read this incorrectly or not. But I think they said that they're going that at least, despite of all the delays or whatever, that it would be at least done late this year. Now I don't actually believe them, but footage of what supposedly is supposed to be at the end of this year is what I think they're going to show, more actual stuff. Because let me just say, the whole Kingdom Hearts delaying of 3 thing has been quite annoying. But in the meantime, despite people's they literally remade their entire franchise in the last 3 years. Well, sans the whole coded and 363, was it 365 or 358? I forget. Over 2 days, because they just made movies and other things because those games are tedious. Apart from those, they practically just remade those games, and they're all amazing. And then they added, when they made 2.8, I was just like, okay guys, you're messing with us. But again, they gave us Dream Drop Distance but better, Birth by Sleep but better, and an extra story about everybody's favorite character who isn't involved in their own yaoi headcanon, Aqua. So I'm just like, okay guys, I at least still trust you, the fact that you're still making fun games and fun editions and all that stuff. Where is my Kingdom Hearts 3? And I think they're going to show something about that at this E3. Probably something significant. Whatever you say about the release date, I'm not going to say anything concrete about that. But I think they're going to show something.
I mean, I guess it's not impossible.
We really shouldn't have come to this point where you're even for showing something, you're like, I guess it's not impossible. But we're here, so I can only just hope. Now for more slightly speculative stuff.
No, I mean, I thought you'd bring up, say, Crash Bandicoot.
I mean, what is there to say about it?
Yeah, there's been so much revealed. I mean, it's not like there
and
needs
it's
to be.
literally a remaster of the 3 games. There's no speculation here. We know what we're getting. I like what I'm seeing, except for how they approach some of the lighting and textures and some of the things. I think they're going way too realistic. But you know.
Before we get to the speculative thing, this is sort of related. We're probably going to get back to it later. I don't like. I mean, Nintendo said. I'm not sure if this deserves to be in this section. Nintendo said that this is mainly going to be on 2017 games. And we know that Art is going to be there. We know Splatoon is going to be there. We know Xenoblade is going to be there. We know Monster Hunter Double Cross is going to be there. We know that Mario Odyssey is going to be there. We know that Mario X Rabbids, that sounds like a romantic fanfiction, is going to be there. We know that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Fire Emblem Warriors is going to be there. That sounds like an entire E3's worth of games to talk about. Is there going to be space for anything else? And I guess that gets us into our speculative section. Because I don't care about speculating for anybody else. I don't. What Xbox doing? They're not gonna have any games. They're gonna. Who cares?
Yeah. Of course, if like, what's Ubisoft doing? Making Rayman Legends the Definitive Edition. Oh boy. Anyways, the Metroid.
No, I don't think they're going to make a Rayman Legends though, because they're making Mario X Rabbids.
Yes, they are. Rayman Legends Definitive Edition has been confirmed. Yes. For the Switch, I forget, but this most likely, yeah. But yeah, outside of that, that's why I really kind of want us to sort of move on and see what else there is for Rayman. But you know, that's for another time. Either way, more speculative stuff. That brings me to the Metroid games that they said that are in development. Now, I read somewhere that somebody's like, I read somewhere, I didn't actually go to the article, but I think I read the summary of it, that it's heavily implied that it's Prime 4. Now...
Okay. So I'm not really a Metroid fan. I don't really know anything about Metroid. Is the Prime series is in 3D?
Yes.
Okay, because most people's speculation seems to be going towards the potential Metroid game at E3 being a 2D game.
Maybe one is 2D, one is 3D.
Oh yeah, well, I think 2 games is a bit pushing it. Metroid fans, you shouldn't be getting your hopes up so high. Just hope for one game.
Yeah, or just like one game turns out to be Metroid Prime 4 and then another turns out to be Metroid Pinball 2.
You know, I'd be perfectly happy. I'd actually be more happy if Retro Studios came out Donkey Kong Country 7. I would... First
you know
of all,
they're never going to give a number to this ever again.
Yeah, they're never, but I mean, it would be the 7th... No, actually, it wouldn't be the 7th game. It would be the 6th game. I was just... Yeah, Donkey Kong Country 6. I don't know. I can't think of a subtitle. And they're like, yeah, we have Metroid in development. People would they'd literally tear themselves apart. And it would be funny to see. And you'd get more Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah, upon the blood of all the people who have literally cut themselves in twain. But as I said, you as well, we're okay. I was actually going to bring up that Donkey Kong Country. I'd love to see something about that. But if I were to ever start a conversation about anything, I'd have to defer to you, because while we both love Donkey Kong Country, you really love Donkey Kong Country.
It's the best gaming franchise.
And there it is. So,
I mean, the thing is, we're not getting Donkey Kong Country because I actually believe that Retro Studios is working on Metroid. And since Retroid is the one... I mean, I just said Retroid, didn't I? Metroid... No, that's not right either. Retro Studios is the ones that work on both franchises. And I would trust Donkey Kong Country with HAL Laboratories, but I don't think they're going to make anyone else do the games. So that's just on hold. Until the Playtonic makes Yooka-Laylee Country. And it's probably good because they're probably much better at making 2D games than 3D games. So unless Playtonic comes out with a Yooka-Laylee version of Donkey Kong Country, let's expect to not see Donkey Kong Country this year.
And then maybe they'll have Dan Avidan in that one.
Who? Dan
from Game Grumps.
Oh, I guess, right?
Like it's a joke for JonTron, remember?
Alright.
Yes. Anyways. Crap, I'm losing my thought. Wait, no, it's back. Alright. Now this is something that only I'm going to probably say. Now, the Disgaea franchise. 5, its character. I actually haven't looked at its story, but its characters are practically just more stale versions of Disgaea 2's characters. And so I'm just looking at this, just like 5 has really, it's given. This guy is one of those franchises that people keep accusing of not changing, but they do add a whole bunch of things each game. Just like the core gameplay does not change, and that's one of the franchises I actually moved to in the arguments, where it's just like, can things stay enough of the same and be fine? Well, and Mario, but dependent. So when they came out with Disgaea Dimension 2, I was quite happy, and apparently the game was very well received. Now, the likeliness of Disgaea Dimension 3 is debatable. I don't think they'll exactly go to Disgaea 6 just yet. Especially since I think they said that they're going to port Disgaea 5 to the Switch or something. Yeah, I don't think 6 is going to be.
Isn't Disgaea 5 already out for the Switch?
I forget. But I think I know they said they were going to do it. I don't know if they've done it yet. But the chance of Disgaea 6, low. I wouldn't really care. I think that the main series deserves a little bit of a break. Disgaea Dimension 3, where it's the sequel to Disgaea 2, just like how Disgaea Dimension 2 is the sequel to Disgaea 1, I would love a Dimension 3. I love the Disgaea 2 characters more than any other set of Disgaea characters. They're great. But what I want, and I still don't know if sales is the reason why this isn't happening yet, is Pretty 3! Oh my gosh, Pretty 3! Why don't you exist yet? I've been waiting for you for so long.
Pretty 3 is coming out at the same time as Final Fantasy Tactics A3.
You shut your mouth!
Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
Oh god. It's funny, because you're wishing for a more tactics game here. While I'm wishing for a more action game based off a tactics setup.
Yeah. And we're both hopeless.
No, don't you? Oh, god, freak damn it! I just want them to say it exists. I don't care if it goes through developmental hell for a little bit. I just want to know it's there. Oh well. Well, I got that off of my chest. Anything else?
Yeah, no, I mean, we're talking about things that are probably going to be there, but we don't really know. Then I'm thinking of there's going to be some new game reveals. I'm wondering how many. Okay, before that, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. We're probably going to get some more confirmation on those games then. You can tell that this is not going to be, which is something I should have said in the other video, the fact that it's coming out the same year it was revealed. I'm not sure what that means about the amount of information that they're going to share with us. So I'm wondering if there's going to be a demo at E3 like last time, or if not. Because I'm interested in seeing how the game's different and finding more information about it at E3.
Yeah, because if you think about it, it's less than 6 months away.
Yeah, so because there's not going to be much in between there except for like Koro, maybe like 2 or 3 more videos. Maybe 4.
But if you need to see anything, our opinions on that, check out our Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon videos.
Yeah. So the thing is, outside of that, now getting past that, I just want to see the presence of that. It's only going to be in the Treehouse. How much new is going to be there for Nintendo? Especially
since they've specifically talked about their limited setup.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they specifically mentioned that the Switch is only going to be in the present. There's only going to be Switch stuff in the presentation. It's only going to be 2017, and Treehouse is going to be 3DS. They've announced new games for the 3DS at Treehouse before. That's where Codename Steam And now you remember Codename Steve.
Yeah,
Was
because I
brought
actually
up.
completely forgot about Codename.
Yeah, that's where I think that's where a couple of stuff were revealed. So it's probably not going to be huge, but maybe another remaster. That's probably where Mario and Luigi DX is going
Oh,
to.
right! I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, that's probably where that's going to be shown
Oh,
as well.
man. Superstar DX. Oh, that's... If I just... That reminds me. One little thing. I went back and I heard... I looked up the battle theme for Superstar DX, which apparently... not DX. Superstar, which apparently they brought back in Paper Jam. But... and so I just looked back at that, and I felt the whole. It's like I could feel the charm of the game just entirely in that battle theme. And one of the comments saying that Mario gets knocked out, Luigi, Mario, no, gotta keep dancing.
Yeah, that I mean, it'd be good because that'd be a way to get all of the Mario and Luigi franchise playable on the 3DS, which would be good because the Mario and Luigi franchise has managed to stay way more consistent than other Mario RPGs.
Yeah, I don't know why you put a plural to that.
Yeah, well, yeah, true. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, stuff like Mario and Luigi DX, more Hey Pikmin stuff, which I love puzzle platformers, so unlike most other people, I really can't wait for that. Stuff like...
Oh, you should avoid a person called Ted from BSC, cause oh boy.
Yeah, people, I know there's a lot of people who are like, they don't like the idea of many of Nintendo's unique franchises being delegated to platformers. But the difference is, we know Pikmin 4 is coming. And that just reminds me, Pikmin 4 is coming at E3. That's going to come. That's no, actually no, it won't, because Hey Pikmin's there. So probably won't be Pikmin 4 until next time. But yeah, I'm excited for it because of that puzzle platformer thing. There's stuff I know is coming, where I'm sure there's going to be new things for the 3DS. I'm not sure there's going to be anything new for the Switch, which is what makes me a bit worried about Nintendo's presentation.
Yeah, that is true. I don't want it to be like, okay, and then here's one thing new that you weren't expecting at the end.
Yeah, I'd want it to be a bit more than just one thing. The thing like Sony's problem is, people are wowed at Sony's stuff. Sony's problem isn't coming out with new stuff. We know there's going to be a lot of new stuff. They're dominating. Everyone wants to play with them. Sony. So Sony's going to get a lot of new things. Their problem is, will the things ever release? So that's their issue. They need to make sure their things actually come out. Because Nintendo tries to avoid that by saying, we're only going to show you stuff that's coming out soon, so we don't have to deal with that nonsense that everyone else deals with, where they show some teaser trailer for something that ends up coming out in 2 years.
I mean, as apart from other gaming, apart from, I forget what the other gaming, not convention, but there's another part in the year where like a lot of the gaming trailers.
Game Awards.
Okay, yeah, that part. Yeah, apart from those, at least we always have Nintendo Directs.
Yeah, that's true. So they don't need to show everything during E3, but this is the first Switch presentation. Last year they only had one major game. This is the time for them to deliver. So that's really my thing. Because I didn't really... People say they don't like Nintendo 2015. I didn't. 2016? 2015? I didn't hate Nintendo's 2015 E3 presentation. It was below average, but that's just because the previous year was so good that this one was just, it was okay, in a year where the other guys were doing a lot better. So yeah, Sony has to deal with that. Microsoft just needs games. No one will care about how strong the console is if there's no games. And since both
what
Sony...
about that add-on, Smears?
Yeah, they need to add some games. The thing is, both Microsoft and Sony know that the Switch is the second console to Sony. So Sony doesn't need to do anything. But Microsoft needs to be like, damn it. So everyone's just going to be playing with everyone else except us. As usual.
Better increase the price for Microsoft Word.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say, let's increase the price of our console.
But no, Microsoft Word stings me more than you think it does, so I brought that up instead.
Okay. I mean, they'll put Microsoft Word behind a subscription service.
Oh my... I mean... Can we not right now? Not talk about that.
So basically, that's what Microsoft needs to do. I mean, Ubisoft...
Assassin's Creed
26? Very angry that Aisha Taylor isn't presenting this year.
I don't memorize names, so I don't know who that is.
The meme queen of E3.
I thought that was the person. Is that the person everyone actually hates and you like, or whatever?
Yes, that's exactly who that person is.
Oh, okay.
She's great. I know she's gone, and I'm like, well, who cares about Ubisoft now? Ubisoft, I don't know what to think. I actually usually watch their presentations and enjoy them because they have interesting games. Even if they don't appeal to me, they're usually interesting. So I'm not worried about what Ubisoft's going to do. Except maybe make sure the games are actually as good as you say they are.
Or, program faces correctly.
Yes. And, yes. So, yeah. PC doesn't really need, the rest of the guys, I have no opinion on them. So, I can't tell you.
EA should do, though? Just the last note from me. I want one of these years for EA to release something not sports related. No, not as a can't they do that? More like nobody expects it now. Nobody expects it at all. So
but EA does release stuff. They publish Mirror's Edge. They had Mirror's Edge Catalyst last year. They publish Dead Space, probably not anymore. They published Mass Effect, but probably not anymore.
Do they publish Mass Effect?
I think. I'm not sure actually.
But say a new, because the thing is with Mirror's Edge, other than the second game apparently being bad. Oh, sweet lord!
Being open world.
So apparently, part of that, just that if they actually had something where it's just like, oh yeah, Madden's and whatever coming, but here's some other games. And just like, is that games as in plural?
But they can't afford to do that because everyone will be asleep during the presentation and they'll miss them.
I hate stereotyping except for purposes of a joke, but just I want them all to. I just want to just like Madden. Just like Madden and FIFA, and then it turns out it pans to the crowd, and they're all like college students.
Yeah, who could afford? Yeah, every since E3 is open to the public now, every rich douche is just going to be there.
Or somebody is going to pay to go to Nintendo's section with huge signs saying Nintendo is dead.
Going to be a tomb on the 3DS before the 3DS dies, but I'm not sure if they're going to reveal it at E3. Well, that's true. And even when Nintendo stops doing much for it in 2018, there's probably going to be... Well, nah, I think people probably move to the Switch more quick. I don't know. But basically, I know that there's probably going to be one more Zelda game. It would be interesting if it was revealed this year. I mean, I still haven't played Link Between Worlds or Majora's Mask 3D, or I've played Triforce Heroes, but it's hard, and it's hard to play by yourself. The game is harder, so I'm not finished with it. So I have a lot of Zelda to play.
And you still need to finish Link's Awakening on your own time.
Yes, I do. But I'm at Eagle's Tower and I'll stay there.
I was just about to say, I thought you were going to go into something like I'm an Eagles tower and it's so hard, but I would have cut you off just like, no, that's all they need.
Yeah. So I can't really think of anything. I'm not really. I just go along for the ride. I'm interested in seeing what people bring at E3. I never usually hope for things.
Well, either way, there at least for this one, we still have promises of interesting stuff. To begin with, everything else with speculation, it's not implausible, but again, E3's come out with some weird stuff sometimes. That's just part of the fun.
My final statement. If Nintendo's one surprise is Metroid, they can pull it off. If they just explain the other stuff well, have a lot of interesting Mario Odyssey thing, and the last thing is, oh, here's Metroid. I'm sure people will say it's a good E3.
Alright. So yeah, that has been our pre-3 video. We'll see you
You
next.
finally made a good pun.
I don't like the fact that you said the word finally, but I'm sure I've made. Look, you, Mr. King of bad puns, you have absolutely no right to judge me.
Of course, royalty can judge.
I don't want to continue this conversation anymore.